Bonjour.
Bonjour. We're glad you could be here today, so thank you for having us.
What is your name?
Tim Bollier.
So what is your position?
I'm a trustee and the head of the program committee, Franco American Center.
How are you today?
C'est va.
We have to ask you these questions.
It's okay.
All right, so you have a French Canadian background in your family?
We do, yeah. I'm 50% French Canadian.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Was it your grandparents or your parents who came from Canada, America?
So it's a little of both. Both my parents, that's where, so I'm more French than my parents actually are. Both sides have some French Canadian in there. Mostly from like around, and some from around Montreal and some from around Quebec City.
What's your background with the French language?
So, which I'm sure you've heard from other folks in the older generation, the French language kind of, as you go down the line, was kind of, I don't want to say eliminated, but was kind of, they were scolded for using it. Mm-hmm. So I'm an example of the generation where it kind of disappeared. I was never, the only reason I'm interested in French was because I got a little bit of genealogical information from my parents. And I kind of saw that and I said, well, you know, my history it's American history, but my family's really from Quebec. So I'm more interested in what they had to go through. And they're almost like the Pilgrims of Quebec is my family. So I've been starting to learn the language a little bit and pick it up. I was told to take Spanish in high school, so I took Spanish. But now I'm starting to kind of build it up, and being around the Franco American Center has been great because I hear it so much, and I kind of get more familiar with it.
Do you like being a French person? Like, do you like knowing that you are, French?
Yes, very much. The thing that I've noticed, and that part of what I've been doing with the Franco American Center is changing the culture a little bit in New Hampshire. There was a concerted effort, as you've probably heard again from the older generations, to stop French. French is a lesser, French is as good. But that's actually not the case. I would like to see it come back where people are like, hey, my name is Bollier, I don't say Bolio, I don't say Baloo, I say it the French way. I like Quebec, I like French stuff, it's getting it back there. So a lot of our programs are geared towards that younger generation, getting kids to not see French as a foreign thing, but as part of them and something they should learn about.
That's good. How do you keep any knowledge of French fresh in your mind for when you want to use it?
Sure. So
Tips to use.
yeah, apps are huge on the phone. Obviously, I have Duolingo. I use a couple other ones that I've got for free. But Google Translate's been fantastic. I learned half the words I've learned from using Google. I know teachers don't like it.
She's shaking her head right now.
So if I read something in Google Translate, I'm like, I don't think they're saying that. I'm like, okay, let me go and then look in the dictionary and then figure it out. And I can fix the breaks. But it's gonna have to stay fresh.
So do you notice a lot of people in the area are very enthusiastic about what the French Canadian population has to teach us?
It's a niche community right now. You will, if you look in the phone book, or if you walk around Manchester or Nashua, or any town really, you'll see French names everywhere. But again, that concerted effort in the middle 20th century to make French a lesser has kind of made it disappear a little bit into the background. So I'm enthusiastic, I have friends who are enthusiastic, and I'm trying to ramp that back up. So overall I would say, probably not yet, but probably still a little ways away from getting it really back. But I think it's something that will happen because there's people at the Franco American Center and other groups that really want it to.
Yeah, so actually, I went to the Milliard Museum last year, and I remember seeing there that French was phased out in Manchester around the 1950s and beforehand. Is that what you talk about when they were phasing out French, trying to make it play less of a role in our society? Is that what you mean? Yeah,
basically they saw them. If you look at current times, immigrants are taking our jobs. It's like the same story over and over again. This happened to the French. But since they were such a large group at such a small time, people almost got nervous that they were here. And basically, you're told not to use French. My great-grandparents stopped speaking French and didn't teach my grandfather so that he could get a job and he wouldn't sound French. That was the only way to discern him from anybody else, was that he didn't have the accent. So that was the first generation to not speak. So I guess that's kind of It's kind of hard. There's a lot of stories about it. I'm familiar with it, but a lot of people aren't, especially in Manchester. It's built into not like French, so it's kind of unlearning.
So, is there anything you think that the community could do to encourage French, and maybe anything else?
Absolutely. I think the things that we can do are more contemporary things. We need to. The way I look at it is that, the past is the past. We need to look at the future. What are some things that people are interested in that are French and they don't even know it? There's like poutine in Canada. It's huge. Everyone loves it. And that's actually from Quebec. So an event that would be around poutine could get folks who aren't really into French, or I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I say it the English way, unfortunately. Get people interested in things that they normally wouldn't think of. Like, so you have poutine, but we also offer French classes. Maybe I could take some French classes tonight. We have book readings for kids. It's really big with kids being bilingual these days, or just having exposure to the word pronunciation. I taught my 3-year-old a few words in French, and he's starting to pick them up. He actually sounds better than I do when he hears it, because their mind is not used to it yet. So it's just making it fun. I like sports a lot, obviously. I'm a guy. I like baseball, hockey. Can't do the hockey one in New England, unfortunately, because of the Canadiens and the Bruins rivalry. But like the Expos thing, like people really get excited about baseball, so you can pull in the sports thing, and there's actually a French side to that. The Expos were something where they had to make up words as they went in French because they didn't exist. Baseball is foreign to the French language, so there's some great stories about how the French commentators had to make up words and create them in the language they go on. So it's fun things like that. It's getting away from that. The history is what it is. It's sad. Let's move on and move on to some new exciting things.
With the hockey, you can be like, do you not like the Bruins? Go with the Canadians, and then loop that in.
Right.
If they don't like the Bruins, go.
Yeah, if you're sick of the Bruins, you can go to the Canadiens. Nathan Beaulieu happens to play on the team, so he's the only Canadian I can root for. Besides PK Subban, but whatever.
Yeah, I know in my middle school, they actually cut the French program before I got there.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there's any pressure like on the that we could be putting on the schools to encourage.
I wish I could. It's interesting you say that. So I run the Concours Video de Langue Français, at the Franco American Center. It's funny, I'm an English speaker, but I do it because I want it to stay and I want the language to grow in the state. I mined all those high school websites looking for French teachers, and you'd be amazed how many schools don't have it, have a part-time teacher, or it's very hard to find. So, yeah, it's tough, but keep working.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.